Over the past year and a half, northern Mali, a vast desert landscape, has fallen to jihadists. Al-Qaeda's regional affiliate and others, many coming from outside the region, capitalized on the country's weak government in order to take over this region. Bolstered by weapons that they received from Gaddafi's stockpile, these forces have destabilized the entire region. Last month, scores of civilians, including U.S. citizens, were taken hostage at a remote Algerian energy facility. Those connected with the attack on our mission in Benghazi are thought to be connected to the militants in Mali. Militants in Somalia and northern Nigeria have received aid as well. They received training from these groups. As a matter of fact, this particular Al-Qaeda franchise is the fastest growing Al-Qaeda franchise in the world. But it is Mali that has paid the highest price. Extremists have attempted to destroy much of its rich cultural heritage. At the center of ancient trans-Saharan trade, Mali is home to priceless Arab and Islamic literature and mosques of historical significance. Several of the most ancient of these mosques have been destroyed. A culture is under attack. The militants sought to impose their radicalism onto Muslims they viewed as too liberal. Music was banned. Those who didn't obey forced hanging or stoning or flogging. An already tough life became hell on earth. With Mali's capital, Bamako, in jeopardy, and its interim government pleading for help, the French government took decisive action. Malians have welcomed French forces with enthusiasm, ultimate proof of the extremists' brutality. 6,000 French citizens live in Bamako. They had been used as pawns, captured by this extremist organization and held for ransom for some number of years, as the organization used this as its resource for hard currency. AQIM, frankly, is a threat to France. It has a chapter, it has a cell in Paris, but it also has cells in London and other capitals around Europe. So Paris had an interest in intervening, but there should be no doubt that this militancy in northern Mali and the region threatens us all. Yet, when France sought U.S. assistance, the administration was tepid in answering our allies' calls. It seems the bureaucracy slowed our pace of support. And as Secretary of Defense Panetta put it, every time I turn around, I face a group of lawyers. This is a NATO ally fighting Al-Qaeda-linked terrorists. It shouldn't be that hard. While the French understandably would like to wind down their mission quickly and have an abrupt turnover to United Nations forces, that, frankly, would be a disaster. This militant threat remains, frankly, too committed and too deadly to push this mission onto an ineffective, under-resourced, or hamstrung peacekeeping force at this time. It doesn't help that the administration has been divided. According to a former senior administration official, U.S. policy toward the region has been hindered by divisions between a Defense Department that wanted to confront the threat and a cautious State Department that sought to instead contain it. We'll hear from both departments today. We hope everyone's working in unison now. Testifying before this committee last month, then Secretary Clinton noted that in this region, in her words, "We are in for a struggle, but it is a necessary struggle. We cannot permit northern Mali to become a safe haven. We have got to have a better strategy," unquote. Today's hearing is a step toward achieving that better strategy, and I'll now turn to Ranking Member Engel for his opening remarks.